Okay, I want to go ahead and start because we're going to get into some stuff today. Um, well, today's discussion is a lot of discussion today. Will be more on etheric clouds, ectoplasm, and orbs. Um, I want to get a lot into setting up a space, the vibration for this to happen and around the vibration for you. So we're going to get that. We're going to talk about that today. So first thing I want to really talk about is orbs, energy. Energy vibrations that actually propel themselves. And really, I call them STVs, like spirit transport vehicles, but uh, they're actually spirit. They're manifesting because I've noticed in my room and when I take pictures of orbs or do this hunting with orbs, I notice if you see one just kind of moving through, it is this just one vibration. But then all of a sudden, you start to get a group of them together and they start to form a line. And the more orbs or the more energy that propels itself in that space actually builds an energy field. Like you could see a person, you could see vibrations within that energy field. It's like if you take a picture of an orb, you're going to be able to get it on a computer, get it somewhere so you can pull the orb open. And usually the orbs will have pictures of people's faces or they'll have numbers. A lot of numbers will be in the vibration, a lot of energy with that energy vibration. So, so when you take a picture of the orbs, kind of look and see what the orbs are trying to tell you. So even though you've got like 4 or 5 orbs, open them. Not let's see, you crack them open. Just put them on your computer and open them up and see if there's something in that vibration that spirit is trying to show you. Uh, my wife's got a picture of a bunch of orbs that came together and formed like this sheet that went over her. And when we opened the sheet up, when we opened the whole vibration up, there were all these little hearts, all through it, showing love, support for my wife. And it was this whole energy field that covered one part of her body. So it was all hearts in that vibration. I've seen pictures of my father in the orbs. I've seen different faces of relatives within the orbs. I've seen numbers, hearts, different symbols within the orbs. So it's when you pull them open and look at them. Usually, clear orbs are a sign of an entity is trying to speak to you or communicate with you. Usually, clear orbs or the vibration of clear orbs. Usually, spirit trying to communicate with you. So especially if you get a lot of clear orbs, start to ask your guides, start to speak to them, start to uh, talk to them, uh, start to, especially when you start to get, especially when you start to get a bunch of these clear orbs, you're taking pictures of the clear orbs, then try to find out which one, or which one's trying to speak to you, who's trying to speak to you, who's trying to work with you. So the clear orbs are more of a communication vibration with the spirit world. So if you see you're getting a lot of pictures of clear orbs, it means that there's somebody in the spirit world or somebody trying to speak with you. So white and silver orbs, white or silver, are especially white or silver associated with spirituality, connection with a higher source. So these could be like master teachers. They could be. I don't feel like they. Sort of one thing is people were saying that they could be spirits trapped in this plane. See, I'm not one to go into that vibration. I feel like we've all gone. We go from this spirit world. We go from this spirit world. Uh, uh, we go to this from this spirit world, from this world into the spirit world. See, I don't believe that we are stuck here, that we have communicated with some kind of connection and we are stuck wandering through the wilderness for 40 years, 40 days, and 40 nights. I don't feel that. 40 years, I don't feel that. I sense that we have gone, the spirits that I've spoken to on the other side have all ventured to the other side. They have done their life review. They have done whatever they need to do. And they come back because they want to come back to visit, to help, not because they're stuck here, not because they're stuck in the vibration and we have to pray them takes me back to my Catholic days when we were praying people out of purgatory. So we're not really praying people into the spirit world. We're not really doing that. We're not really connecting in that vibration. So when they said that, because I copied something off the internet and somebody had that in that vibration, I'm not really into people that are stuck here and we have to pray them out or get them somewhere else. So I know we get to rescue, help people because I know they're on the other side. And what we're doing here as rescuers, of people rescuing or helping spirit on the other side, is giving them the energy to truly understand that they can personally move to a higher plane. They're still there. They're just not on the plane that is where they could be. So we're trying to pray them, trying to give them information to get to that plane of existence. So black and brown orbs, they say, are associated with lower spiritual vibrations, heavy energy, evil. But I feel like when black is a conglomerate of all colors and values of each. If I went into a place and there was black orbs everywhere, I would probably back out very slowly. But if you see one black orb, one vibration, doesn't mean that you're in a very extremely negative place, the vibration, because you have guides, you have people that protect you as you go on these journeys or these vibrations. And I always tell people, just try to do something in your home. Try to do something in your personal space, your personal vibration. And pick a space, find that vibration, start raising the energy within that situation, within that connection. Because you go running around out to these hospitals, different things, trying to take pictures of orbs and different things, the vibration. I have people running through camp here in Castaneda, trying to snap pictures of orbs and get orbs and snap pictures of them. But to get the orbs that are more connected to you, to your vibration, to your connection to the spirit world, find a space. Then take some pictures of the space. Once you really get the space up and running, once you start meditating for a few weeks, it takes, in the old days, it was a seance. It was seances. And in the old days, what they did in the seances is they met in the same place, same vibration, for 8 weeks. What they did was for 8 weeks. And what they did was they did it for 8 weeks. And for 8 weeks, people would sit in the same space and raise the vibration. Then after 8 weeks, then people were allowed to maneuver back into the vibration, maneuver back into it. But 8 weeks, it takes a few weeks to really set the energy that you personally want in that space, that you personally need in that space. So what you're trying to do is find that energy that radiates to you, that connects to your vibration. That's why setting up your own space, your own vibration. We'll get more into the seance room and the situation with that here shortly. The question with the orbs is just find that space and then start looking at the orbs. Start doing your own personal study of the orbs that actually appear in the room with you. Because they are attracted to you. They're not attracted to somebody could have walked past that area. You're snapping pictures with a large group of people. The orb might not be there for you. It might not be your connection. It's just an orb that was with the group, with the people within the group energy. So that's why you get your own space. Start taking pictures of your personal space and see what kind of orbs you get. Orange orbs or red orbs are associated with safety and security. They're usually associated with protectors, people walking through, helping, encouraging. So more of a safety situation, because it means that somebody has taken up the role of being a protector vibration. So really what you're looking to do on that kind of orb is to really understand that if that shows up, there's protectors or people working, wanting to be protectors for the group or for that vibration. Green orbs are usually signified with nature. They're usually nature, and that's really what green orbs. You usually get a lot of green orbs out in nature, out in the vibration of nature. So, so it is. So it is actually not somebody in a human form, but it's usually somebody who's never really been here on Earth, possibly never been here on Earth, and actually is in this vibration. And then you have the blue orbs associated with psychic energy and truth. Blue orbs are usually with psychic energy, calming presence, bringing a calming presence to the vibration around it. So that's when you get orbs. And then the different colors of orbs they have different colors that have different rainbow colors and different things going on. So some orbs could have a different vibration because they attracted a few within that vibration. Because sometimes I pull up an orb, I pull it open, and there's quite a few faces within the orb. There's quite a few faces within that orb. Different individuals are part of that energy field, that energy vibration. So sometimes you get multiple colors of the orbs when you snap the pictures, when you snap the vibration. But orbs are just transport situations for spirit, because when they arrive, orbs start arriving. If you're attracting enough of them, they start to build upon themselves, and then all of a sudden you have an apparition in the room. You have somebody standing in the room with you. The energy will start to move. And I've got pictures of orbs traveling. You see lines of orbs traveling in lines, trying to manifest something into space. Orbs usually come with light. You'll see sitting in a darkened space. You'll be sitting there for a little bit. You'll see like flickers of light flicking through the room. Those are orbs. Orbs will come usually with a flicker of light, especially when you're in a darkened room or a darkened vibration. Then there's also that situation of just sitting and allowing yourself just to sit and listen to yourself, and you'll know when the orbs are around. Just snap some pictures in the room and see what shows up for you. But orbs are this energy of spirit, this connection to spirit. Now we're going to get more kind of into seance room. I'm not saying the seance room has to be dark, but to really get into the etheric clouds, the etheric vibration, the ectoplasm, the etheric clouds, the vibration with that, it has to be more in a darkened space, not to have light, because light will dissipate the ectoplasm you're trying to build within the space. Usually when you're in a seance room, there'll be ectoplasm or energy building on the floor. It's like a cloud building on the floor of the seance room. Then it starts to rise in the room. So what happens is you have this whole situation, this whole vibration of energy or situations with that vibration of getting you to where you need to be. So really set the energy in your space. Get it as dark as you can to begin with. Doesn't mean you have to keep it dark later. Keep it as dark as you personally can do, as long as you can be in the space, as long as you can be in that vibration. Keep it dark. Because you want to build the ectoplasm, you want to build that energy of ectoplasm with the vibration, that ectoplasm. So what you're trying to do is build it. So darkness, sit, and keep a connection with your guides when you're sitting. Kind of speak to them. Don't be afraid to speak to. It doesn't mean you have to call them by names and, oh my God, they're going to call my guides. Talk to spirit as if you're talking to a group of people, saying, okay, guys, I'm here. I'm ready for you. Please show up. Please show up and talk to me. And then allow them to try to show up. And then you're watching for the third coach. I can sit in my office and I'm sitting there for about 20 minutes. It usually takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And you start seeing clouds of energy moving through the room. I sense these, my mother used to name them etheric clouds of energy, of vibration moving through the space. And these clouds will just keep rushing through the space, moving through the space as I can keep meditating and watching it. And usually with a darkened space, you can meditate, be quiet, and still keep your eyes open and watch what's going on in the room, what's going on in the space. And really, seances when you set the space, when you set your own vibration, what you're doing is you're setting that personal vibration for you, that personal space, that energy is safe to appear there. Safe is energy is safe to be there. So really what you want to do is try to set that space, that connection to the spirit world. So etheric clouds, they move through the space, and ectoplasm, and usually ectoplasm will move from the medium or the person that's part of the group, but spirit will take things from the different people within the group. When I used to have pictures in the group, and people used to draw pictures from the spirit world in the group and color them. And we would leave the room, and some green from the shirt would be missing. Some of that green ink from the shirt would actually be missing, but it would be green on the picture. It would take the green from my shirt, or a blue from somebody else's shirt, or red from somebody else's shirt to make the photograph or make the picture of the room. So the ectoplasm, and that's what you're doing. You're allowing that ectoplasm to build. Because really, most of us that are doing this or really want to do this are going to want spirit to manifest within the space. You want somebody to come up and talk to you from the spirit world. That's what we're looking for. I know we have spirit boxes, spirit talking, all this other stuff we've got now, but it doesn't beat when you're sitting in a room and spirit actually arrives in the space. When I was in a seance room up north, and that was back when I was in my teenage years, I sat in this room waiting for spirit to appear. And I thought the older man that was up in front of taking care of this whole space, I thought he was getting ready to pass to spirit the way how old he looks. But he sat there for quite a bit of time, and a lady actually appeared in the center of the circle, dressed in a flowered dress. I can still see the dress. I can still see the whole vibration of it as she stood there in the center of the circle, staring at us. She didn't say a word. She just stared at us. But we could see through her. We could see through her vibration. She was definitely ectoplasm because she had that glow, that vibration around her. But she just looked at us and stared at us and kept turning around like she was on some kind of revolving wheel and just staring at us for a long period of time until she dissipated and she was gone. That's really what you're looking for in a seance. You're looking for spirit to move the vibration of that. And I have classes in ectoplasm and having seances. And it takes time. You need a group that just meets, sits and meets for a good period of time, at least 8 weeks, to try to build the energy within the space, to build the vibration of energy, to allow spirit to work. That's what you're looking for. See, when you have a space, if you go today and you set the space, you meditate, and you don't do it tomorrow, it breaks a chain, it breaks an energy field because they're waiting for you. It broke the field. So then you have to rebuild it. It's the same thing with you have groups of people in a seance. If not everybody shows up, you work yourself to death trying to build the energy in the circle. Now you've built it. The next week, somebody doesn't show up. Piece of the chain is no longer there. So now you have to try to rebuild that link of the chain. Then the following week, they show up. That link has to be broke again. So it can reconnect to their energy. So then here we go again. And it's this constant building of energy, building of vibration, building of energy. And unless people show up to the situation, you're continually building energy. Same thing if you're doing it on your own. Set a time, set a thing, an appointment with your guides. Remember, you have somebody on the spirit side of life that will stand directly behind you, stand with you when you sit in this way with spirit. They are using your energy as well as they're trying to use your energy to manifest something within the space. Manifest. So what you're looking to do is try to manifest the etheric clouds. And don't rush this. Just take time and be watchful. But I've noticed the clouds, the different things start to appear after about 10, 15 minutes. If you're watching the room, you'll notice there's this wave of energy. And there are clouds of energy that come through the room. And you're wanting to build on that vibration. So the more you look at it, the more you concentrate on the clouds, the more they get stronger and stronger and stronger. In my seance room, I have a very large mirror. Very large mirror. We have in the camp here. We have a very large mirror too in the cabinet. What the mirror actually does is it actually focuses the energy, focuses the vibration of spirit. That's what it does. And spirit's able to work through the mirror situation called mirror gazing, but they are able to work through it. And usually when you're looking at a mirror, you're seeing it in the front of the room, you're watching it, the energy will come down the mirror, the clouds of energy, the etheric clouds, the ectoplasm, the vibration will start to flow down the mirror like energy and start to try to be out on the floor. So you're looking to get to that point. I know it takes time. It's not something you're going to do overnight and, oh my God, no, I did that. It takes a little bit of work. It's like my wife wants to table tip. She wants to do table tipping. The question is, table tipping is awesome, but you might not be able to do it right away. You have to give the energy and sit with them. Make the appointment with your guides. Allow them to speak to you. Sit there with your hands on a table. Have no aspiration of whether the table's going to move or not. You'd like it to move. You would like it to move, but all you're concentrating on is the energy for the table to move. Same thing with ectoplasm. Same thing with getting an apparition within the room. You'd love to have somebody show up, but all you're trying to do is send energy into the room, into the space. And if you can't focus your energy, you can't focus the vibration of energy, then find something you can sit in the center of the circle or center of the space that you can focus on. Focus on it. Focus the energy in that direction. My mother used to light a candle in the center of a large space, and she would have us focus on the candle. Not anything else. Don't focus on people. Don't focus on lights. Don't focus on spirit. Focus on the candle. And that used to be our practice for like an hour of my practice. And for an hour or two, I'd just be able to stand, sit, and stare at the candle. So I could focus my intent. Focus. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to focus your intent of what you want to see. When we saw this lady walk and appear in the middle of this seance circle, I thought we all wanted somebody to appear, but we didn't know who. But we were all focusing our energy into the center of that circle, and she appeared. She appeared in the vibration. When I had the child walk out of the wall and come all the way through the whole crowd of people and shake my hand. The question here is understanding that spirit wants to speak to us. They want to have that connection to us. They want to speak. They want to have that vibration with us. So we have to just build the energy, build the vibration of energy. When my father died and I had his ashes cremated, but his wedding ring fell out of the trumpet into my hand from the spirit world after I had already had the ring cremated with him. So that kind of gives you this thing you can't go back. Once you see spirit, once you connect to spirit, once you see spirit, you really can't go back and say, well, no, that wasn't really it. I've seen spirit probably 16 to 18 times manifest within a circle. Manifest within a circle. So when you do that, when you see it, you never really forget it. It's just amazing when it's done right, when it's really connected to the spirit world. You have this, my God, that really happened. That really showed up. We had our seance here tonight, which I think was kind of cool. We had our seance, And some girl in the circle, she said, I want a glass ball to drop out underneath the table. And somebody else in the group said, boy, I wish we could get a feather. I wish Spirit would drop a feather in the room with it. And somebody said, well, my grandmother's ring, but I just wish we could get a ring here. Somebody should drop a ring. And then somebody else said, well, maybe we should have some money. Maybe Spirit should drop some money. So as we go on the seance, we could hear these things dropping in the room. When we turned on the lights, we had a glass ball on the floor. We had a feather, silver feather, it's silver. We also had a penny, which didn't drop a lot of money, but it did drop a penny. And we had this little gold ring. Looked like it fit a leprechaun, but it was a ring. And I told people, I said, well, you got exactly what you were asking for. Spirit is a way of dropping things and putting things in apports. And apports are just an energy opening up within the space to drop things in from the spirit world. And I've got a lot of things I've collected from apports and rooms, rocks and bracelets and different things that have appeared through apports within a seance room. So it's putting the energy in, putting the vibration with spirit and telling them, I want to see this. And giving that energy, but don't focus so much on just that. You're wanting a spirit to show up. Don't say, well, it's got to be my father, or I'm not going to go, well, it's got to be so-and-so, so-and-so. No, you want a spirit to show up for your highest and best. See who shows up, who wants to speak to you, who has the power to do it. That's the question. Not everybody in the spirit world has power to actually do ectoplasm. Same thing as mediums. Not all of us have power to actually manifest the ectoplasm. That takes work. It takes a lot of work trying to expel that from our body. So you have to ask yourself, it takes a lot of energy. So you have to ask yourself, do you want to do that much energy? But if you just sat and focused on what you're looking for, at least get the etheric clouds, the clouds within the space moving, getting the lights, different things going on in the space. At least start there, start that vibration. Sure, you'll get to the point that you could have spirit manifest within the space, but start the small stuff first. Look at the candle, focus your intent, what you're looking for. Learn how to focus the vibration. If you're scattered all over the space, you're probably not going to see spirit that quickly, that much, that quickly. So find a space that you say, I'd like to see that. That'd be nice. That'd be great. And allow spirit to start to show it to you. But remember, it takes just a little bit of space to actually get the energy to start to move. The energy will start to flow towards you. But it might take 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Don't give up. Don't meditate for 5 minutes and go, I see no clouds. I'm out of here. Give it some time. Allow your spirit to start to work with your vibration. And clear your mind, clear the vibration of mind, expecting a lot. Just say, guys, whatever you got, whatever you would like to show me at this moment, please show me. Allow them to show you. I never go in my seance room with intention to see spirit. I'd love to see them. I'd love them to show up. But I never go into intention in my seance room. I loved it when I told you guys to take pictures of orbs. Take pictures of your seance room, your room, you got your space. So I was in my room. So I said this before. I was in my room and sitting in my room. I'm taking pictures of orbs all over the space. So I go in my cabinet, close the curtains. I'm sitting in there in my cabinet, seeing if spirits are going to manifest. And all of a sudden, the cabinet curtains opened up, and his arm came in my cabinet with a camera. I took a picture of me, and it just lit the whole room up. Took a picture of me, and the hand disappeared. And I said, "Oh my God, you guys want me? You want a picture of me in the spirit world?" Because they took a picture of me. They took a picture of my vibration. That was the coolest thing. I've only had that happen once, where they actually parted the curtain, stuck a camera in, and took a picture of me. And I thought that was really kind of cool. And I've told people when I do classes, and I do the soul vibration, get a space in your home. Get a space. Get yourself a little walled off candle. It has to be a smaller candle. It can't be a large candle that lights up the whole space. A small enough candle that gives a little bit of light on. Get in a darkened space with a mirror. Stand in front of the mirror just so you can just make your face out. Just make it out. And then start looking at it. Just look off at a distance here. Right? Don't look directly at it. Don't look directly at your face, but look at a little bit off to the side of your face. And you're going to notice that your face will start to roll. It's called transfiguration. It'll start to roll. You'll have different peoples, different faces, different vibrations appearing over your face. And that is kind of gives you a good idea of guides, possibly past lives, incarnations, different things following you, different things are associated with you. It'll start to appear in that transfiguration going on around you. I've had classes in the seance room with transfiguration, and everybody has different people moving through their vibration. So it's really kind of cool to see that and understand that you are more than you are. You are more than you are. You're a conglomerate of every spirit, every energy from every single lifetime, and a balance of each of us. So if all these people travel through the lifetimes were stuck, you'd have a problem. You know, all these pieces of you stuck everywhere. Remember, when you enter the earth plane, you are here on a journey. You're here. How you pick the destiny, how you work the path, how you walk the path, it's up to you. That's your free will and choice. But you're here for a purpose. There's a reason why you're here. Until that purpose is done, you're staying there. You're within the earth plane. You're here doing the vibration of the work of the earth. But you pick this life. You pick the vibration and the vibration of what you're supposed to go through in this lifetime. So, and the people in the spirit world know that. And sometimes you attract guides like green orbs, blue orbs, because you might need spiritual guidance, a calming effect in your life. So you're going to probably attract more of a blue orb around here, calming effect, vibration for you at this point in your life. That a guide or your guide could be your spirit guide in that location, a spirit guide, blue energy, green signifying vibration of nature, vibration of connection to that vibration. So kind of see if you get an orb. Like I can take pictures, I can sit in my chair and meditate, and this one orb always shows up right above my head, right near me. I pull that orb open, it looks the same just about every time that orb shows up. If that orb is supposed to be associated with me, associated with my being. So that's why you're doing the study of orbs, or you're doing the study of the vibration of orbs, is how are the orbs showing up? How do they show up in your vibration? Do you have one orb and you saw the number 371 in the orb, and you saw a face? You go, oh. No, the next day you take another picture. There's the orb. There's another orb there. You open it up. It's got 371. It's got the same face. And you keep having that same orb show up in pictures. Then there's a method. There's a message from that orb. There's a message from that individual in the spirit world. Especially they keep appearing in the vibration. That orb's supposed to be there. It's associated with you, associated with your vibration. I've taken quite a few pictures of orbs. I get the same picture a lot of times, the same orb that appears in vibration when I snap pictures of the orbs. So you can have certain orbs, at least 2 or 3 that actually follow you, that connect to you from the spirit world. So that's what the study is. And you take all the pictures of all the orbs you want, but start keeping track of, do you keep getting the same picture? Especially if you're looking for someone. You're looking for somebody in the spirit world. And all of a sudden you get an orb, and there's a picture of this individual in the orb, a facial picture, the vibration of this individual. Then a couple of weeks later, you take another picture, and here's that face again. It's them just letting you know that they're okay. Like, I'm all right. I'm okay. But orbs are this connection to, that's how you start out. Start taking pictures, start figuring out who's around you. You can use all the spirit boxes and all the stuff, all that electronic stuff, but it really works really well if you could want to attract somebody that will manifest within the room in full body form, full body, not part way, full body form. And that's part of it. I'm from the old school, I guess I am. But I've been over the years, I've had full body apparitions appear in rooms, show up in rooms. Even when I'm sitting by myself, people will show up in the room. You can see them moving through the room. You can see them actually walking through the room. So I know that they're there. And today, even when I was sitting in this house where we are today, I was sitting back in my house and I asked my wife, I said, "You do hear all those voices in the living room, don't you?" And she goes, "Yeah, I do." She said, "I used to go up there and look. I don't look anymore. I just know they're up there." So, but in my office where I have my seance room and the different things up here, you can sit in other parts of the house. There's always talking going on up here. Always somebody talking. And I always think it's kind of cool is you really never know what they're talking about. You hear them talking, but really can't make out what they're saying. You hear them talking. Can't really make out what they're saying. And that's the same thing when you take that balled off candle and you set it next to a mirror and you just make your face out. You'll notice that when you're talking, when you're looking at your face roll, your mouth will be shut. But all of a sudden your mouth will be just moving, just talking away. But you know your mouth's shut. You do not have your mouth moving. But your mouth, you are just talking away as that face rolls over top of yours. So then you're asking, you do that, same thing you ask the seance, anything else. You would ask for master teachers, guides, loved ones, people to show up to overshadow you so you can see them. You can actually see them in the spirit world. Works really well. It works really well in that vibration. You don't have to be this massive medium or psychic to make that happen. You just need the mirror and the candle and the patience to allow it to work. But if you're looking straight at yourself and it's not happening, look a little off to the side, your face will start to roll. It will start to make its transitional situation go on. But in the seance rooms, I want you to remember, protect the seance room. If you're in the only space in which your room, no one's ventured into the space, it's not somebody else's space. Once you protect it, then the room is protected. It's set up by your guides. Something you have to keep protecting it is when you have more people coming into that space, into your personal space. Then you have to do more to protect it. I don't like doing a lot of smudge. Some people have breathing issues, things with smudge. So smudging the whole space and making it smell doesn't quite work well. What you do is I tell people just go to the four corners of the space, say a prayer. Lord's Prayer works really well. Say the prayer that actually works for you. And then walk in the center of the room and make a loud noise. Clap your hands together and make a loud noise. And then that will dissipate any negativity or any energy within the space. You protect the space. Four corners, prayer, center of the room, loud noise. That protects the space, the vibration. I used to have a friend of mine. Used to go bless the room, but he used to walk with a purple candle. And he likes to light this glass purple candle and walk to each corner of the room. Each corner of the room, say his prayer, and when he eventually made it through the whole space and back to the center of the room, he just put the candle out. You would say that would dissipate the energy. You would feel the energy changing there. The energy would be cleaner, crisper. I thought that was a cool way to do it. But whatever way works for you, whatever way you need smudge, you need a bucket of smudge, you need to smudge that thing, and you smudge. You have some other way to do it with crystals, do it with that. Whatever works for you. And I always explain this to people. It's not what really works for me. It's what works for you. What connects you to the vibration of spirit. Not because it's what I do. As I could just take the candle, I could do that. I could talk prayers in the corner of the room, clap my hands together, I could do that. It's what actually works for you, what fits the vibration for you. Do what works for you. You want to set up your seance room? Set it for you. Because if you don't set it for someone else, it's not going to work for you. Set it for you. Set some things in that room, set spirit will work. In our seance room, we're doing our group now. We have trumpets. We have trumpets in the room. We have trumpets. And we have like lighted things that are supposed to, spirit touches them and they'll light up. We have cars, something for the children to play with. So we want to see what the kids are going to do with the cars and toys. We have boxes. I have slates, chalk slates for our spirit to write on. So we have a lot of things on the table for them to work with, to see what they're going to work with. Remember, fresh cut flowers the day of the seance. Don't buy them at Walmart, put them in a glass vase, and then decide to bring the vase into the room a couple of days later. Cut the same day. Doesn't have to all be flowers. I'll just go outside your yard, cut something green, something alive, place it in a vase and put it in the room. It's the live plant and the water. Doesn't matter if it has to be flowered, doesn't mean anything else. It has to be live plant, watered. You can put a live plant in the room, just water the live plant, and have some kind of water in the room. Water. Spirit works with water. You notice if you're sitting next to a sink, taking a shower, washing dishes, doing something with water, spirit shows up. They like the flow, they like the flow of water. So you could have 3 or 4 people in the bathroom with you, sitting there because of the flow of water. So they don't see you as you, they see you as energy. So the vibrations, you're allowing energy to flow within your auric field. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about my experiences with spirit, kind of give you an idea of how this all works, a little bit of an idea. My grandfather used to set up seances or talking to spirit, the white spirit, the great spirit. We used to sit in a special corner within the sweat lodge. And we used to go in the sweat lodge and sit in our particular space. And there used to be a fire and coals in the center of the space. And we were told to focus our energy on the coals in the space. And we would have animals dancing all over the fire, things appearing in midair through the sweat lodge. And that was my first experience as a child, seeing that happen. It was this whole connection of animals and light and all kinds of things going on within that fire. And I thought that was kind of, I knew which I was kind of hoping for in my life. Most of my life, I've seen spirit. People don't see what I see. They talk to me, they mess with me, they do all kinds of stuff. But people really never saw spirit like I saw it. But in these groups, like that group at the fire in the sweat lodge, everybody in the group saw what I saw. And that was awesome because they got to see what I see every day. Then I ended up up north. My mother took me to a seance, and at that time I was 5, 6. And that took me into the seance and told me to sit in the back of the room. I thought that was kind of cool, so I would get to experience seance. I was going to experience one. So I sat there in the back of the room, and adults all in a big circle trying to communicate with this girl named Silver. And I just sat there. I didn't know what they were actually trying to manifest, but they were talking to some guy or some girl named Silver. Then about halfway in the seance, about 20 minutes in, this little girl dropped out of the ceiling. She dropped out of the ceiling. And everybody was all excited that Silver was here. But she didn't stop and talk to the adults. She walked through the whole circle, came all the way back, shook my hand, welcomed me aboard, talked to me for a few moments, and she dissipated and left. And boy, were the parents mad. Boy, were they mad that she didn't stop and talk to them. She only talked to me. So I wasn't invited back to this lady's seance. I wasn't invited back. But I took all the attention of this guy. I didn't ask for it. She was getting back to talk to me. We sat in a seance here in this camp with Jim Watson. Remember Jim? And the table that we were doing, the whole table was a very large table. It was probably about 10, 12-foot table. Very large, very heavy. were putting all the dinner up on the far end of the table, and all of us were really smart. We're gonna table tip this table. We're gonna get this table to move. And you know that table moved? It stood almost straight up in the air, and the food at the other end did not move. It sat right there. That table wiggled and moved in midair until Spirit was done, and then you slowly put the table back down. The food and everything at the other end of the table sat exactly in that spot. Never moved. Ever. I've had Spirit move through the vibration always through my life. And people have arrived. My father bringing his wedding ring through a trumpet. And if you're going to work with a trumpet, it's a metal cylinder. I have a trumpet making class. I teach you how to make trumpets, but a metal cylinder. And then you should get a recorder. I'm on the show. A little small recorder. It doesn't have to be a big recorder, just a small recorder. Turn the recorder on record and put it inside the trumpet. You might not see the trumpet move while you're working with the trumpet, but when you play back the recording, you'll hear all these pings and knocks and banging on the trumpet. It's your guides working on the trumpet, trying to get it to move. You'll hear all this pinging going on within the trumpet saturation. So that is really cool, because you'll hear it. You know the trumpet hasn't moved. You think it moved, but it didn't. But you can hear all the pinging and knocking. And sometimes a lot of voices speaking within the trumpet vibration. People speaking inside the trumpet. So trumpet seances take a little bit of time. My mother sat in a trumpet seance for almost 2 years before they even got the trumpet to move. So if you're thinking like, I'm a manifest spirit in a week, I'll get up here. Spirit appears on their own time. We're not going to force them to show up with me here. So showing up on their own time, their own vibration. But that protection. Don't be too crazy with your protection. If you feel like you're going to attract something that isn't going to be good for you, then don't go in. Your mind has already gone there. I've always taught people about protection in their lives. If you believe, you can't already believe that something is evil and you are going there and you need massive protection to protect you, then you need to stop and step away. Your mind has already gone there. You are told whatever energy on the other side that you'd like to see a little bit of that. So when I go in to see spirit, I know that I have protectors working with me. I have runners, I have guides, I have master teachers, I have family members. I've got a few scrappy looking family members, they'll fight. So I've got that family members. Probably you guys here today, you probably got a few family members that fight at the drop of a hat. They're around you in the spirit world, they're going to protect you. So the question is, you have a lot of protection going on with you. I believe that I'm protected. All I have to do is ask for my highest and best and nothing else. Highest and best, nothing else for me. I'm not asking for highest and best for you. I don't really know what massively your highest and best is. Might have a good idea of what it is. Might not kind of understand where it should be. I don't really know. So I can't ask for your highest and best. I ask for mine. Even when I protect a circle, I'm not asking for your highest and best. I'm the one actually orchestrating the circle. I'm asking for mine. My guides were set up on every corner of that circle and protected from anything happening within that space. So I'm setting the energy within the space. You would never allow somebody else to walk in and protect your space for you if you are the one doing the production of spirit. You have to set it because you will be attracting who you're supposed to attract in that space. But I've had a lot of teachers throughout my life and understanding this and understanding how it all works, how it all gets put together. There's a medium that does physical mediumship. That's from Germany. He posts on my Facebook page every once in a while. His name is Kai. He is completely awesome. Uh, the way he produces ectoplasm in the space. And I've been to a few of his seances, and if you get a chance to ever see him in person, you should at least try to go and see him do what he does. Um, but I've seen some really good people that do it, and some really people that just not really get there. So you'll know if the energy is right for you. But try to work on your own. Do what you need to do for you, your vibration, what connects to you. Your guys will work with your energy field, bringing your vibration, what you kind of want or want to expect in your life. Because if you don't look at it, don't watch it, or put it in motion, your guys go, oh, she probably doesn't want to do this. We're not going to show up. So some kind of idea of what you would like to see. If they bring you more, awesome. But what would you like to see? When I was in a seance in New York, I was sitting in this room, and everybody wanted to have spirit showdown. But we didn't really put expectations of what we thought we should have in the same spirit. So we're all sitting in this darkened room up on this top floor of this building. And we're all sitting there putting the energy out for spirit. And in the middle of the seance, the roof of the building disappeared. There was nothing but open sky. And spirit, these lights kept dropping down into the vibration like white Christmas lights through the whole circle. We knew the roof was still there. I know the roof didn't disappear. But through this, the roof had transitioned somewhere. There was no roof. Just these white lights dropping into the space. Then when the seance came to a close, the roof reappeared. It was back. But we had apports within the room. We had stock, we had rocks, we had some rings, some bracelets, some different things going on. I still have a bracelet from that vibration in my room. It's actually from an Egyptian pyramid. It's actually a silver bracelet from an Egyptian pyramid in my room. Fell out of one of the apports in that seance, which I thought was kind of really cool, so I kept it. Fell at my feet, and one rule in a seance, something falls into an apport, falls at your feet, you've got it, it's yours. It was meant for you. It was meant for your vibration, not for the presenter, not for the donor. Now, it dropped like $50 million worth of coins at your feet, and on the presenter, I'd probably like to have a little bit of a cut. but overall, the gift or situation that you have there is for you. Your spirit has dropped it for your vibration, has dropped it for you. Try to keep yourself healthy when you do this. Don't try to do it when you're sick. If you're sick and not feeling well, tell your guy, say, I'm not feeling well today. I'm not feeling well. So I'll see you tomorrow. But I can't do it today. I don't feel well today. Do that. Do that vibration. Don't just don't make yourself sick doing this. But it takes a lot of energy to do this. It takes a lot of energy to manifest, to work with spirit. They're working with the energy within your body. So the energy is not as pure, as good as it should be. You guys can manifest something that you might not want here, vibration. So I always try to go in with an open mind, healthy as much as I can. I drink some water, get the fluid of water. And if you're going to I do my seance room, I'll do like a little bowl of water, I have a little glass bowl of water, and I'll put like a fresh cut flower or something within the water. The spirit has the water and a live plant to work with. Water and live plant. It works really well. They have the water. So they have to have water in the room. Water. So some kind of water within the space works really well for you. But this question is just finding your passion with this. Your passion. Whatever you want to see. You might not want to see spirit peeking at you around the corner in a room, and it might scare you to death. Maybe that might not be what you want to see. Maybe you just want to see that there are clouds going through the room, seeing the clouds and the ectoplasm building on the floor. the orbs moving through the room, maybe see other things. It's up to you what you want to see. Your guides don't want to scare you, because I've said here before, in readings and situations before, you can't sit there and get scared, because if you get scared, the spirit tries to take you somewhere, tries to work with you, and you get totally scared with the situation. Your guides will not come back for a while and do that again. You might want it to happen. You go, oh my God, I should have went, I should have done this. They won't come back for a while because they scared you. They're not allowed to do it. They're not allowed to do that. So if they're scaring you, or there's something scaring you, then you're not allowed to scare you. Like people will say, well, Louis, I don't want to see spirit around my bed. Well, I'm open up to spirit. They're all around my bed every night. So if you don't want to see spirit, you might have to talk to your guides and tell them, please, I'm down. Not this moment. The key words for your guides. You said a word in your vibration. I want to alliterate this. A word to turn it on. You want to talk to spirit, want to have spirit world all around your stuff, you're really happy, get a word to turn it on. But then also get a word in your vibration to turn it off. So you're not constantly running. You need a little bit of downtime. So you're not, spirit's not around, you're not connecting, you're not seeing them, they're not continually at you. You're just off duty. So figure out something that you can do with your guides. I have a word to say when I turn on, when I want my vibration, I want them speaking to me and saying them. But then I have a view of my vibration of a lifeguard chair and me turning a sign off saying lifeguard off duty. And they know when I do that I want downtime. I just want downtime. So it's what works for you, what fits your vibration. But turn it on, turn it off. Can't be open 24/7. Not going to work for you. Don't do it. You'll burn yourself out. You won't be doing the work. You won't even be able to see spirit. You'll burn up, and then you'll be done with it. You'll never be able to see the spirit world. But allow yourself to do it in increments, vibration. What's comfortable for you. Don't do it because someone saw spirit and they did it this way. And they go, well, I don't like that. Then don't do it that way. Don't do it that vibration. But allow yourself to at least try to work in that direction. The more you want to see from them, the more they will try to bring it to your auric field. But I hope you guys enjoyed this day. Now, remember next week, certainly speaking, I'll probably bring Tobias through too. He's been wanting to speak lately. So we'll do next week. I know that some here this month, this coming month, we're going to be doing the 3 readings. So I'll be clicking your mics on, have you click your mics on, have you give me 3 things, I will give you a reading. I'll teach you a little bit about the 3 things. I'll give you a reading about the 3 things that you say. So we're going to do that. That's on the list for next week. So stuff for a couple of weeks from now. So we'll do the 3 things. But next week is Lucerne. I'll be going into trance. Lucerne will be speaking. So I want to thank you guys. And I thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed it today. Thank you. And this will be on YouTube later. I'll post it to YouTube. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.